So it was a dark year for Arrow this past season.
It was. It's been dark pretty much since the midway point of the second season.
What is it that you were hoping? I know you talked a lot about you wanting to play the more classic Oliver Queen and more brighter one. Like, what things are you specifically hoping to get to play, like in terms of that more smart ass version of him?
It's not hoping to play a lighter Oliver Queen or a more classic Oliver Queen. It's just getting to play more notes than being sad all the time. I mean, it's cumbersome if you're an audience member. It's cumbersome if you're playing the character. It's cumbersome, period. So I'm just hoping that it's also not as interesting as Oliver going through different phases. I think it's been important and critical to where we've ended up, and I hope that we get to see different sides of him.
Well, it ended literally with they ride off into the sunset.
That was a practical shot, by the way. I mean, we were out there and we nailed that shot. I remember our B camera operator high-fiving after that.
Nice.
Yeah, true story.
Well, how long is that romance going to last, and how quickly will you get back into fighting?
Well, I mean, the show is the show. I don't know if anyone ever watched 24, but there was one season where Jack started the season in China. Everyone's like, when's he going to get back? Well, he's going to get back in episode 1. So it's going to start with him on a plane, guys, on approach. So it doesn't take very long for Oliver to get back to Starling City, but whether or not that includes him crime fighting or doing what he did before remains to be seen.
What do you think the theme of the season is?
It's too early to tell. You can always tell sort of by the midway point. We knew very much that it was identity going into season 3. And season 2 was sort of wanting to be a hero. Don't really know what it is yet going into season 4, which is a good thing, actually. I think that a season that takes a minute to play out is a little bit refreshing.
It feels like in the last 2 years the DC television universe has expanded rapidly.
Because it has.
It has. How comfortably do you play in a group?
I mean, me personally?
Yeah.
I'm fine. I just finished filming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in New York, and I was very much a passenger, on that train, as opposed to driving. And when I get a chance to go over and play on the Flash, or when we get over to Legends of Tomorrow, if that happens, I really enjoy being a supporting player and supporting those shows and bringing in new elements, just as Grant does. I mean, it's a refreshing thing to do in the middle of a long season.
Andrew did say that Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow will kind of interact.
Yeah,
so,
of course. Yeah.
Any thoughts on that? What are your feelings about it?
It's too far down the road. I mean, I know that what we are going to do in the first part of the season is hopefully build a lot of those characters out from both Arrow and Flash. I know that obviously Katie Lotz is our property, so to speak, and so is Brandon Routh. But there are other characters on Legends, Firestorm and Captain Cold and Heatwave, and God knows where Hawk Girl and Rip Hunter come from. So that'll be interesting to see. But once they're in a fully established world, that'll be interesting because their show is so different in concept from ours or even Flash's.
Fans are pretty mixed on the whole Felicity and Oliver relationship. There's some that are all for it. There's some like, they're better as friends. How do you see that relationship?
I think that we basically took almost the better part of 2 seasons teasing a relationship. So if you don't explore it, it's like you're ripping off the audience. Whether or not it lasts remains to be seen.
How free a hand as an actor do you think you had in giving him dimension, given the presence of the comic? Have you ever felt limited, or have you ever felt the comic stopped you, the presence of the comic and its lore stopped you from going somewhere you wanted to go?
Never. I read the comics very sparingly, and I just trust in the character that we've built. I play an Oliver Queen with his own idiosyncrasies. Ben Affleck's not going to do an impersonation of Christian Bale, and Henry Cavill didn't do an impersonation of Christopher Reeve, and Jared Leto's not going to do an impersonation of Heath Ledger, and Heath impersonation of Jack Nicholson. So you get on the ground, you get 69 episodes into a series. My Arrow is my Arrow. So the comics Arrow is the comics Arrow. The fact that he now in the comics looks like me is just cool. But they can continue to write him however they want.
In the finale, we saw that Diggle and Oliver's relation was somewhat repaired, but somewhat not. Where do we find them, those two, when they meet each other again?
Very much strained. I mean, there's certain things that there's certain things that you can do that upset someone, and then there are certain lines that you cross that you can never come back from. I mean, we see that in real life, and we see that this season with Oliver and Diggle's relationship. Will it ever be the same? I don't know. I mean, even if they get back to 99% of where they were, there's always going to be that one inkling in the back of his head that this is what Oliver did.
So he wants to ask for, he's going to try and ask for forgiveness from Diggle.
Well, I mean, of course he wants to. I don't think he's asking for forgiveness, but I'm sure that if they are going to work together again, he'd like them to be able to trust one another.
Season 2 into Season 3, we got an idea of where Oliver's flashback journey was going. But 3 to 4, we didn't really see any sort of dramatic setup. Where is Oliver at in his journey to becoming Arrow?
No comment. Yeah, where the flashbacks take place this year is a plot point that should remain secret.
Till tonight, maybe?
Nope.
Oh. We're waiting longer, okay.
Well, we haven't filmed anything yet, so we don't have a trailer to show anybody, but I actually think that it would play well to let the audience discover that in October when everyone else does.
Did you have to train for any new skill sets for this season specifically?
No. If they need Oliver to fight with a hockey stick or baseball bats, I'm good. I'm set for that. But no. Oliver is, if he's getting back into crime fighting, he's coming back with the same repertoire. Of course, he's definitely a better swordsman now, so that's a new skill. But no, he certainly hasn't learned anything over the 5 months that the show has been away.
In the Comic-Con context, how hard is the notion of preserving story for the audience? As you just said then, you want the audience to find it in October in their own time. In an environment where marketing and a lot of commercial forces try to squeeze as much out.
You're going to get me in trouble with this question because I would reveal nothing. And I mean nothing. I remember when a trailer for the premiere came out and it had Emily and I kissing in it, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, why would you show this? So I live in a different world. I'm not in that field. I would just tell you that if I ran a show, okay, by the way, our ratings went up last year, right? And the CW's ratings progressively since 2012 has gone up. So whatever they're doing it right. But me personally, I'd go the Matt Weiner route and literally show nothing. Like when he did preview clips for new episodes of Mad Men, people would be like, why even show these? This clearly has nothing to do with anything. I wouldn't even show anything. I'd show a poster and a date. And that would be, and maybe one trailer, but it would be a teasery trailer and not like a trailer with all the plot points in it.
Thank you.
Good last question right there.